Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy TT right back here with another video, and we need to talk about the rookie of the race. My timeline has turned into like a virtual war where it's either you're on Mobley's side, you're on Scotty's side, or you're on Cade's side, and everyone's just going at each other, right? It's Cavs fans taking shots at Raptors fans taking shots at Cavs fans. Like it's getting crazy. We need to talk and have a dialogue about what is happening. So, like all of the other awards in the NBA, right? It's very obvious that all that matters is what context you're looking at stuff at. All right, but first, I want to look at the official NBA.com's senior reporter, what he thinks about, or are we Mobley holding number one spot. We're not going to make this a long, drawn out, boring thing. But let's just do a quick skim, real quick, talking about his defense against Jokic and his offensive play in that game. Yeah, I respect that. Two, they have Cade. That's pretty interesting. At this point, it's pretty much Scotty and Evan Mobley. So yeah, that's the biggest thing around Cade is this sentence right, because he shot horrifically to start the year. So now that he's doing good, his numbers, his shooting splits don't look the best because he shot so poorly in the beginning. Scotty Barnes is third, Wagner's fifth, and then who's Jalen Green? Oh, yeah, that's interesting. I will probably put I don't know. Because Josh Giddey needs to be up here. Yeah, but I say Josh Giddey needs to be up here. Davion Mitchell's taking like a huge jump. He's had like 3 straight 20-point games. Drawing comparisons to Jamal Crawford. I guess. I wouldn't. I think he makes more than Lou Williams ever did. Like, besides like that Lou Montrez connection, like, Lou's never been like a playmaker. He's just been a bucket getter. Which, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with. That's why he been in the league so long. But yeah, I don't. I think Bones is more of a playmaker scorer, right? Before you can put him in this, I think this is the Jordan Clarkson tier. I think you put Jordan Clarkson in that group. You don't think you put Bones Highland there, at least not right now, in my opinion. So we look at context, right? We'll look at context. We're gonna look at everybody in this draft. It's really simple. Whatever you value more depends on who you're gonna get. The best overall player, pretty clearly Cade, right? It's the best all around player. If you put him on any team, he's gonna look the best out of anybody, right? If you put him on any team, Cade's gonna look pretty good. Do you care most about winning? Because I mean, that's the whole point of the NBA. That's the whole point of getting drafted is who contributes to winning more, and that's Scotty Barnes hands down. Right, win shares they support it, even though I didn't even see that. It's very obvious. Scotty Barnes is the most NBA ready rookie in the sense that he's ready for the lights. He's ready to go down and win games. He's there, right? He's right there. I think Mobley is the best. Not even two way. I think Mobley's the best defensive big here pretty easily. I do think he's the best defensive rookie. Two ways kind of steep because I consider Scotty Barnes a two way guy, and I'm not giving Evan Mobley that. I don't think I would give Evan Mobley a two way guy, the best two way guy in this draft. But definitely the best defensive player, right? And then you got Jalen Green's arguably the best offensive player in this league, right? And what really hurts a lot of people's cases is because, like most rookies, they went through some sort of slump. I don't know. I feel like Scotty Barnes, he hasn't really had a slump, has he? Like, I mean, he has bad games like anybody, but I'm like an actual slump. I guess, do you guys want to call this a slump? He shot 40%, 29% from three. Wasn't scoring the best. He was getting boards at least. But that's was like, you almost can't even call it a slump because he still impacts the game in so many different ways. It's like he's the perfect archetype for Toronto, right? But the reason I don't like the whole winning clause, right? The reason I'm not like in love with the ideology is because Mobley was easily drafted to the best situation. But going into the season, nobody thought the Cavs had a better team than the Toronto Raptors. No one thought the Rockets had a better team than Toronto Raptors. Nobody thought the Pistons had a better team than Toronto Raptors. For a reason, right? You still got Siakam, you still got Fred VanVleet. Gary Trent Jr. is not a bum. OG is still one of the best perimeter defenders, and he's getting better on offense pretty much every game. It's not like he's going out here to war on his own and he's putting up like 25-point triple doubles to carry him to wins, right? But in the same breath, you have to respect that he's getting thrown into this environment. Nick Nurse isn't no soft coach, right? So he's getting thrown into this environment and he's making the best out of it, right? He's earning his keep. He's playing great enough to stay on the court, which I think you argue is even better because, I mean, if you're going to Detroit, you know you're getting 25, 30 minutes a night easily. If you're on a team with competition, you're on a team with a lot of great players ahead of you, around you. It might be more difficult to carve out minutes and carve out a role. And Scotty has done that efficiently. So it's almost like where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? Where does it go from a product of environment into a great success story? Interesting. I feel like if his shooting splits was a little bit better, I think he would be a pretty clear consensus. The only thing is he can't shoot consistently yet. It's gonna come. You can already tell he has a really strong shot form. Yeah, it's gonna make its way around, but I just don't see it right now. I haven't even talked about Kaminga either yet. Ooh, this draft is so great. It's all the way down. We got Cam Thomas down here still. Even in the second round, we got Herb Jones. You got Io. Miles McBride's good. Man, all the way down. Kessler Edwards is good. Luca Garza, he's not doing a lot in NBA, but he's still good. BJ Boston, I think he's gonna be good. Sharif Cooper's cooking the G League. It's just crazy. It's a 1 year in. Jericho Sims just clamped up. Who was it? Bam? Somebody a couple games ago. He's clamped up somebody. And it was a great game. Crazy how much we got here. Talk about Cade. I think Cade is very, very interesting. Cade's last 10 games, he's averaging 22, 7, 7 on 47, 32, 83 splits. You're getting about a steal a game. He's getting about 4 turnovers, but you're going to expect that when you're a high usage player on a bad team, right? Teams are going to be throwing like hard defensive covers at you. They're going to be throwing everything at the wall. And that's why I think Cade can't be Rookie of the Year, right? I think it's pretty foregone conclusion. Cade's not the guy. He's not going to get it because he started so off. Right now, what he's down to 41%. He was at 47%. So, like, if he could have played like this all year, we probably have a different conversation. But I do want to give him a ton of respect, though, because on the Pistons, whenever Killian Hayes isn't good, he doesn't really have a guard next to him that can take any of the playmaking responsibilities off of him, right? Corey Joseph is hit and miss. Jeremy Grant, he's not a guard. He's not a playmaking guard, but even he's hit and miss as being a shot creator and a scorer. And then Sadiq is like the bright spot of that team. It'd be pretty rough, but I'm glad Killian Hayes is getting better recently because it's not a coincidence that Killian Hayes is getting better and K's getting. He needs someone to bounce off of, especially this early in career. I don't know any rookie that's going to be able to just come out here, put on a show like himself outside like LeBron or Michael Jordan or like Magic Johnson. So like I don't. But I mean, we're talking about top 5 players of all time. So, I mean, that's a whole different ballgame. All in all, I love Cade's progression, right? I think he's going to go really strong into his second year. He doesn't have enough juice to make it on this first year, right? He doesn't have the juice. Jalen Green's in a similar boat as Cade, but his is for an entirely different reason. I saw it on the timeline a lot, and I'm going to be the first one to admit, I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all. I've not watched 30 Rockets games this year. There's no reason for anyone to watch 30 Rockets games unless you're a Rockets fan. It's that simple. But I have watched them enough, and I saw it on the timeline a lot, so I had to really go back and like dig deep at what I was looking at. Because people were talking about Coach Silas treats Jalen Green like PJ Tucker in the offense, and I was like, huh? So I had to really go back and look at it, and I kind of see what they're saying. And we're gonna cherry pick this. He's played his last 10, so let's go 65. We'll just see. In his last 10, I know he's up to the roof. He's averaging 18, 3-3, and shooting 48, 42, 82 splits. That's cold. And this is including like little stinkers in between. Otherwise, that scoring would be way higher. And I remember this game. I watched this game. What other game was it? I watched this game, and it was the Portland. It was the first Portland. I watched this one. Not the one last night. Yeah, I watched the first Portland game. So I watched 3 out of the last 10 Rockets games. That's not awful. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm tired of watching Dennis Schroeder play basketball. It's interesting because it's almost like Silas doesn't believe in Jalen Green, right? But I don't want to say like he set him up to fail, but it's just like you're not winning anything anyway. Who cares if he has an 8 turnover game, right? It doesn't matter because what matters is growth for next year. Because next year, hopefully you're going to try to win more games. I hope you're not going to try to tank again. That would be kind of rough. You might end up having to, though, depending on what happens with John Wall and Eric Gordon. If you can flip them into some legitimate younger pieces that can help, maybe you can make a Grizzlies-esque run. Silas is still trying to put out the best possible lineup. Sorry, like he's still playing Schroeder. Eric Gordon arrested last night, but I'm pretty sure he's been playing still. It's just, I don't know. I feel like they're not committed to the tank. And I mean, I don't blame them. So when Silas got hired, he came there for Russell Westbrook and James Harden. He didn't come there to coach John Wall on one leg and DeMarcus Cousins, right? That's what he ended up having to coach with. So you can't really blame him. But I think it's a similar situation with LA where things change, but they don't move on from the coach, right? It's like if you know you're going a different direction, if you know you're not rebuilding anymore, right? Even though he said he wants to be around, like that's not the job he signed up for. And I mean, no one's gonna quit a head coaching job, especially when you're not a seasoned coach, because there's no guarantee that Silas will ever get a head coaching shot again. There's no guarantee. I think he will, but he easily couldn't, because it's almost in a sense hurting the development of the players. Daniel Tice should have been getting minutes over him. Like, there's no reason. You need to talk about the Kings too. There's literally no reason that they should be playing Alex Len over him. You're not making the playoffs. You're not fighting for a lottery spot. So just let the man play. Like, it's really getting sad. It's stupid. They need to give my man the ability to play. Right. Worst comes to worst, he doesn't do good, and you leave him at the end of the season. But oh yeah, speaking of Houston guards, Josh Christopher has been great. And I mean, great sounds steep, but like considering to be a 24th overall pick, he's been great as a rookie. Right. I could easily see him progressing, and as the years go on, like I could see him having a 10, 15-year career. Like he's like that. Let's go. It's cool to see him hoop. But I just wish Silas would give Jalen Green the opportunity. I feel like if you gave Jalen Green the point guard opportunities, right, not necessarily that, but to have a good shooting guard off from him, you can switch him and KPJ, make KPJ play a little bit more off ball, but still on ball enough to relieve Jalen Green. I think his stats shoot up through the roof because he's averaging 2.6 assists for the season, right? But it's not like he doesn't like to pass. Not like he can't pass. This is he doesn't have the ball enough. So when he gets the ball, he scores first. That's what that's what he's the best at. Why wouldn't he? I don't know. I'm rambling a lot about him, but I just hope next year either Silas turns over a new leaf, they get some more players to be more competitive, so Silas can coach, or they move on from Silas to let somebody else come in for Jalen Green. Kenny Atkinson would be great. We already saw what Kenny Atkinson did to D'Lo in 2 seasons. I couldn't imagine him with Jalen Green. That'd be cool. Jalen Suggs. Jalen Suggs, he's had a very rough year as far as injuries. All right, I think it's actually been injury, hasn't it? I don't think it's even been multiple. Well, yeah, it's been injuries. Cause I remember he missed this long stint. I do remember that. And then he missed a little bit. Now he's been out again since this game, tweaking his ankle. And the thing is, he hasn't looked amazing, but you could tell he gets more comfortable the more he plays, right? That's like any rookie. It's like you see, once he starts getting a stretch of games, and well, now you're having a 7 for 14, 10 assists, 20-point game, right? And then now down here, you're getting a 14-point, 10 assist game, 15 and 7. Like you're getting these games once he gets rhythm. But then he gets hurt again, and he's right back out. It's unfortunate. A lot of people have seen rookie year or beginning of the year injury struggles. Everybody knows about Steph. Everybody knows about Embiid, Blake Griffin. It's not like it's impossible to come back from that, but I wish him the best going forward. For sure. Josh Giddey might be. I don't know. He's not the most fun, but he's one of the most fun rookies to watch. Right? It's just like he can always just go do something else special. I want to say mad respect to Giddey for ratioing somebody under his own tweet the other day. That was amazing. I like that. Like, come on, it's really great. What I like the most is that he's the best playmaker in this draft. And I think it's a pretty far gap between that, right? I think a lot of K's playmaking comes from situational, but Giddey's is different. Like Giddey feels like a point guard. It's weird. It's really weird. I don't know. He's 6'8" point guard, and every time I watch him play, I think about the meme where it was like the NBA draft out. The scouting report, it was like his weaknesses was essentially everything. It was like aggressiveness, defensiveness, shooting, rebounding. It was like basically he's not good at anything, but he's been really nice. I think you can go back if you're OKC. I think you pretty much take the same pick. You argue Kuminga, sure. You can even argue Wagner, but I think that they found the one that they want with Giddey. I'd be happy with him. I know Thunder fans love him. I can't wait to see him come back next year. Franz Wagner. Again, this is gonna be similar to Jalen Green, where I'm gonna be upfront with y'all. I don't lie. I have not watched that many Orlando Magic. Something that is cool. He hasn't missed a game this year. Hold on, that's amazing. This man has not missed a game this entire season. Something that's a little disappointing was his 3-point shooting. I thought he'd be a much better shooter than what he is, but it's expected coming into the league. He's still at 35%, so it's not like he's shooting awful. But I definitely expect him to be like a 38%er. Definitely saw him in that ballpark. But hey, y'all don't get me wrong. I watched a couple games. I did watch last night's game. I watched this game, and he kind of sold. he kind of sold in overtime. But I think that's because they needed him to sell, right? I think it was the OKC battle. No, I mean it was a Sacramento battle. Because they're trying to battle OKC for the draft pick. Yeah, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Y'all, come on. And what was the other game I watched? It was one. It was against the Celtics. It was the game Jaylen Brown went crazy. Oh, it's poor luck. Click on the one under it. Yeah, it's this one. This is when Jaylen Brown is went stupid, right? 26. This is not the one. It's a different game. Sorry, y'all. This is important to my story. I'm not going anywhere until I find it. This is the one. Jaylen Brown put up 50, and then Terrence Ross was he was going crazy. He had 33. I remember this now. This is what it was. I watched that game, right? I remember it, and I remember because what was it, Franz? I remember because he cooked Jason Tatum on one play. I mean, he put that boy into a barbecue sauce blender. It was nasty, and he did it was like a step back type of move. But I don't even know. It was like uncoordinated, but I don't know. It caught my eye and it was great. But you have to remember by the game, Jaylen Brown went crazy and put up 50, right? Now I remember Terrence Ross. And I'm looking at it. I do remember him like hitting like an and 1-3 with like 2 minutes left to cut the lead in half. It was it was a really good game. That's why I kind of started to watch the Magic a little bit more because I was like, they're not bad, especially now that Fultz is in and out the lineup back again. They're not bad at all. And RJ Hampton, I feel like he should have had a better year, but that's a whole different story for another day. Franz, overall, done great. Not great. He's done pretty good. I hate making strong evaluations of guys, especially after one season. Like I'm type man, I want to see 4 years of you before I want to come out and say something definitive. Because players grow. He definitely has not been bad. I just wouldn't say he's been the greatest. Definitely hasn't. Davion Mitchell is pretty much in the same boat. Hasn't been bad, hasn't been the greatest, but he's been really great lately. It's kind of weird that Tyrese Halliburton, he's such a great player, but De'Aaron Fox and Davion Mitchell both took a leap as soon as they traded him away. I don't know if it's because they need more touches. I'm not sure, but they've really just stepped up ever since the trade. This was when Tyrese Halliburton was traded, and since he's been traded, he's averaging 13, 4, a steal on 43, 33, 71 splits. Let's compare that to what he's actually averaging on the season. So more points, more steals. I mean, no, not more steals, more assists and more rebounds, right? That's 2.2. What's this? Real great, dude. I love his energy on defense. He's getting a lot better off the dribble. His playmaking's jumping up. I think that's just going up with his usage, especially with De'Aaron Fox out too. I think that's why you're having such a jump with his playmaking. But man, as soon as he starts to get down a consistent jumper, I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna be a scary thing because he's gonna be off night on defense and he's still gonna be on every night on offense. Yeah, it's gonna be wild. I think anybody else notable I should touch on. I'm gonna say there's nobody else notable here, and that's not to say that they're bad, right? Like Bones is a good player, Cam's good, Herbert's good, Miles, like everybody's talked about earlier. Greg Brown has been pretty good in spot minutes. Like I said these guys aren't bad by any stretch, but if I sat here and talked about every single player that was good, I mean I talked about all 60 of them because they all made the NBA for a reason. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and do a 2-hour podcast about it. But yeah, that's the main gist of what we're looking at here. Trey Murphy's been great. Trey Man's been huge lately. Quentin Grimes stepped up, not recently, just because he's been hurt, but still in the season he stepped up. Locked away by Tibbs, so who knows? Maybe he gets released one day and he can come hoop. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Moses Moody's done good in stretch points. Cody Kisper's been pretty disappointing. I think at the end of the day, I think he's about what people thought he was going to be. I mean, people definitely expect him to shoot a lot better than 34%. I'm not going to ramble. But as of right now, my personal rookie of the year would have to be, drum roll, I'm playing no, but definitely Scotty Barnes. I think Scotty Barnes has taken it. I've been a Mobley guy all year. I think Scotty Barnes is just taking it. I value winning. The Cavs aren't winning that much anymore, and it's not even on Mobley, right? It's not on Mobley, but I just value winning. And what I looked at was how I put it in perspective. If you switched Evan Mobley and Scotty Barnes. Who would get better? Who would get worse? I think the Cavs get better, and I think the Raptors get worse. I don't think that's a shot at Mobley. I don't think that's poor for the Cavs or anything like that. Like I don't think Mobley's bad by any stretch, but I just think Scotty Barnes brings that with him. And I think that self-creation, that versatility of being able to be like a point center, as Nick Nurse wants to call him, I think having that type of versatility is huge in this type of positionless NBA. He can switch with the best of them, right? Like, obviously, you don't want him guarding point guards, but you can comfortably have him switch. Out of anybody, you can comfortably have Scotty Barnes switch out on people. And what I do love is how they went at each other. Scotty Barnes definitely won the matchup head to head. What was that, 4 days ago, 5 days ago? I like to see guys going at each other. Scotty Barnes was picking up Mobley at the 3-point line and was guarding him, face guarding him all the way down. It was great. I really like that. I think I'm going to break down every award. Yeah, I think I am. Because I like this. It seems fun. Don't worry, y'all. We're still going to do 2K rebuilds and stuff. It's just when it's kind of dry, when the market's kind of dry and 2K is kind of dry and you just don't really know what to do, you branch out, right? You start looking at other stuff. Not like I'm getting a ton of views on that stuff anyway, so why not go do what's going to make me happy? You feel me? Anyway, y'all, it's your boy TT. Thank y'all for spending time with today, seeing and listening to me talk about hoops. I hope you have an amazing day. It's your boy TT, and I'm out. Peace.